Ukraine's president has invited Russian President Vladimir Putin to meet face-to-face. Volodymyr Zelenskyy says they shouldn't wait until the U.S. attention is back on Ukraine. Let's turn to Julia Chapman, who's following this story. And Julia, this letter from Zelenskyy seems one part invitation, one part sort of mocking and defiance.
Yeah, that's right, David. This is, on paper, an appeal by Zelenskyy to end the war in Ukraine. Not an unusual sentiment, but it is a fairly rare, direct appeal to the Russian president. And you're right, it is a little bit provocative. He suggests meeting by pointing to some of the ways that Russia might benefit from ending the war, looking at Vladimir Putin's vulnerabilities. He points to domestic discontent because of more drone strikes that Ukraine's been carrying out, restrictions on the internet, rising prices, and an increasing casualty number as well from this war. He also makes a jibe about Putin's advancing years, saying that after 26 years, age is beginning to take its toll. But his main message is that there should be a ceasefire that would pave the way for an in-person meeting. Now, the two of them haven't met since 2019. It's the only time Vladimir Putin and Volodymyr Zelenskyy have ever met in person. And in writing this letter, Zelenskyy points to the fact that he says America is distracted from the peace process at the moment. He says, we see that the U.S. is fully focused on the issue of Iran, and it would be wrong to simply wait until the war in Europe returns to the center of its attention. Ukraine proposes ending this war through direct engagement between us and you. Now, we have seen the US-led peace process between Russia and Ukraine falter in recent months, but responding to this letter, US President Donald Trump says it would be great if the two sides met, and if they do so, he says America deserves some of the credit.
Vladimir Putin giving a major speech today. Is it thought that he might respond in some way to this invitation?
Yeah, the Kremlin says that he is expected to do so. It says that he has been briefed on the contents of the letter since it was written by Volodymyr Zelenskyy. Yesterday, we heard from Vladimir Putin at this economic forum in St. Petersburg. He ruled out a ceasefire as a precondition to negotiations, and he also insists that Russia is willing to make compromises, but he has frequently repeated pretty maximalist demands. He's likely to do that again in this speech. It would be wrong to say that Russia is on the back foot in this war, but Ukraine has been striking deeper into Russian territory, inflicting damage on some of its energy infrastructure, including outside St. Petersburg, as this big international conference got underway earlier this week. That's the backdrop to this speech that's expected in the next hour and a half.
All right, we'll be watching for it, as will you. Julia, thank you.
You're welcome.